I have a friend named Memat, and I'm going to call him Memat because that's his name. And one day, in an Airbnb in San Diego, California, he said to me, Max, I have a theory. I'm pretty sure every adult, at some point or another in their adult life, has pooped themselves. And before I could say anything, the woman standing next to him, another friend of mine at the time, said, yeah, everyone has. And then me and my girlfriend Lee, standing across from them, said, no, that's weird, dude. In my adult life, I have never, ever pooped myself. And I'm not saying not a lot of people have. I'm just saying, me, Matt, keep your bald head and your loose bowels away from me, alright? We're really good friends, okay? I'm allowed to call him bald. The reason I bring that up is because today we're going over 3 TikToks of people either oversharing or just showing me something weird. And the first one has to do with an adult woman pooping herself. The second and third, I'm going to keep a surprise. They're going to tell you what they are as soon as we get into them. So, if you're afraid of an adult woman telling you about the time that she pooped herself, I'll leave the timestamp for when that story's done, because the next 2 are not that bad.
Hey, best friends. You ever shit in your boyfriend's mouth? Well, I did, and I'm going to tell you about it. So, get ready.
Surprise! Not only did she poop herself, she did it in her boyfriend's mouth. I wonder, during what activity that might have happened. Where that might have happened, why that might have happened. I forgot to mention earlier that the reason Matt said he pooped himself was because he was drunk, and I've never had alcohol. So maybe that's it. And maybe that's what we're going to see now.
Okay, so it's 2021. You've been dating a man for about 8 months, and you guys decide to go to Panama City for a week. So, we get down to Panama City, having a great fucking time, vibing, fucking doing fun shit. Literally one of the best times of my life. Had a great fucking time. Day 3, I decide that I want to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet that has crab legs. Like I think it was like $60, and you can eat all the fucking crab legs you want. And when I tell y'all,
you guys are gonna learn way too much about me. I'm afraid of seafood. I've never had it. During the entire time I lived on the coast of California, I just went to In-N-Out. If I had to count every single time I heard someone talk about eating seafood on TikTok and then immediately pooping themselves on my fingers, I would run out of fingers. Why are you guys doing that to yourselves? Take it home.
What heaven looks like for me, I can't think of anything better. Honest to God. I am not a foodie, but y'all, I love me some motherfucking crab legs. I mean, get a cluster, put it under my armpit, fucking bury it with me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just imagining the cast of like SpongeBob SquarePants reacting to this video, and it's the guy who plays Mr. Krabs just so scared of this woman right now. But also, yeah, steal the crab legs, take them to your room if you know you're gonna poop yourself.
At least 6 pounds of crab legs. At least. Got fucking juice all over my arm. It's all over my face. Looking like a straight fucking barbarian, right? Not giving a fuck, okay? So we get done, we go back to the hotel, and we decide we want to have a little adult time.
Oh, it is so hard knowing exactly where this is going. An upset stomach would not stop me from spending my time with my partner doing what adults do. But what I wouldn't do, and maybe it's just the Mexican shame I've carried for my entire life, is be able to put it out on the internet. What a strong thing to be able to do.
Okay, I will have to figure out how to censor this. So we're in the midst of this, and he is eating my cat. I don't know another way to put it, okay?
He didn't get enough of the seafood buffet. He decided to go scuba diving while we were in Panama City. We already went down to Florida. We can go down again.
Eating my cat, all right? And at one point, I make the O face, okay? And we all know why you make the O face, because your body does a thing that makes you react a certain way that is positive, okay? So sometimes when I do this, there are waterworks if you do it correctly, okay? This man was doing it correctly. I just want to...
Waterworks, I sure hope it does. I've been trying to fit in a Drew Gooden joke into a video for months. For months. Since this video came out.
I just want to put that out there. It wasn't, spoiler alert, was not, oh, it was waterworks, but it wasn't coming from my cat. So I'm laid back on my back, and the next thing I hear is, what the fuck is that smell? Yo, I rose up from the fucking dead. I was on my back, and I was like, what? He pulls back. There is shit all in his beard. And this man had a full fucking beard, and there was shit in his beard.
This is not a story you can tell about an ex-boyfriend. This is not a story you can tell about someone who is no longer in your life unless they have died. This is a story you can tell and only tell if you marry this person and you don't have children. Imagine your child getting bullied on the playground. No fist, just here's a video of your mom talking about how she pooped herself on your dad. This is the opposite of that video when Josh Myers, the center for the Packers, threw up on the football before snapping it. Ready, set, cut. And then he just comes up with a full beard. This is a hard one to watch.
And it couldn't be like a normal shit. You know what I mean? Like I would take it any other time in my whole fucking life. No, it couldn't be. This was like soft serve, diarrhea, 7 pounds of crab leg shit. Yo, I literally just froze. And then I started hysterically laughing while he is freaking the fuck out, as he should.
Mind you, I've already seen this. Mind you, I've already heard this story, and it's still taking me out a second time.
And the whole time in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to have to yeet myself off the balcony.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I either marry that person or I throw myself off the balcony, 100%.
It was horrific for both of us. Mostly him, also me. And then, of course, all of our bedding was white. So you could see all the damage that was done. I wouldn't say all the damage. It wasn't like I let loose, you know what I'm saying? But it was a trickle. It was a trickle. So then I had to call the hotel to get new sheets.
Do you explain that to them, or do you just go, hey, we need new sheets?
And so then we had to shower separately because the mood was ruined at that point. I never finished, but we're not going to talk about that. Moving on. So then after all this, we decided to go down to the pier. So we go down to the pier and there are dolphins. And I'm so fucking excited because I fucking love dolphins. And I'm like, oh my God, look at the dolphins. And I turn around and this man is on one knee, asking me to marry him an hour and a half after I shit in his mouth. So we're married now. And moral of the story, I guess, shit in your man's mouth and he'll stay. I don't fucking know. Love you, bye.
On this channel, we tend to go through like a lot of alpha male coaching type people, and so we give a lot of unsolicited advice to men. I don't think I've given a lot of advice to women, but women, if you want to lock a man down, just poop in his mouth. Because how do you come back from that? How do you explain that to anyone else? Luckily, the next two are not as bad. However, they're still something that I wouldn't put on the internet. Luckily for me, I do not have to be an oversharer for oversharers to exist. A thing about me is that I always have gum. Always, always, always. It is in my bag, in my pocket, somewhere in my house. I always have a pack of gum. I have been that way since I was 14. I don't know why, but that's how that's been. I am not a person to reuse a stick of gum. If I chew on it, immediately have to eat or something, I'll throw it out and use a new gum pretty soon after. If you ever watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Violet, I think, right, puts the gum in the back of her ear. And I remember seeing that and thinking, gross. Couldn't be me. What I was not prepared for is where this next guy put his gum.
When I was really young, like 7 or 8 years old, gum was a big deal to me, like the biggest deal. Like, nothing mattered more than getting my hands on some gum.
This man is in his own house, whispering his secret out, and that's how you know it's gonna be good.
So I would steal gum from like gas stations or grocery stores or my mom's purse or even my sibling's bedroom. If someone had gum, I was gonna get that gum, all right, and chew it. And then when I was chewing the gum, in order to not get caught chewing the gum,
I'm gonna stop it right here. And if you are here, I want you to guess where he would hide that gum. I'm going to give you one hint. It is in a part of his body. I want you to guess where he would hide his chewed up piece of gum for him to use later. Write it down in the comments if you want. While we're here just waiting, like the video, subscribe if you haven't.
Chewing the gum in order to not get caught chewing the gum. I would take the gum, I'd hide it, I'd take the gum out, and I'd put it, I mean, I guess it would be my taint. Like in between my legs, behind my little baby balls. And then when the coast was clear, I would take the gum back out and I would resume chewing my gum. And I might repeat that several times.
This is a nightmare to me.
Then one time I was watching this TV show. It's one of my earliest memories. I'm watching this TV show, and this kid takes the gum and puts it behind his ear. And I was like, that's a way better spot.
That's a way better spot. Now my gum doesn't have to taste like my salty, sweaty sack. If you're looking for a better place to hide gum, there tain't one.
I'm gonna do that from now on. So that became my spot, the ear. And so if you're putting gum in your taint, consider the ear. It's cleaner, maybe. I don't even know.
It actually might not be cleaner. One of the comments says not the tainted gum. Very good. Something that the first two videos have in common is that their comments are littered with, the FBI could not beat this out of me. You could not beat this out of me. There's no way to get this out of me. The third video is not that bad, it's just weird, so I'm gonna let it happen. And I should clarify, not weird in like we should bully the woman, weird in like, interesting that you do that.
I hope no one sees me, but I posted this the other day and people said that it actually was an original experience, the first one they had ever seen on TikTok, so I'm just gonna share it with the masses. I asked if anyone after their meal likes to wash their lips.
Never in my life have I thought about going into a bathroom at a restaurant and washing my lips. I see the point.
Because I hate the feeling of food on my lips, like oil, like scent, really anything. I hate the feeling of stuff like on my mouth. And people said that was original, an original experience.
So that one's just strange. Nothing really bad. I hope that the last two were able to somewhat cleanse your palate. After the first one, I really hope they told that story at her wedding. That being said, if you have any good oversharing TikToks or any TikToks you want me to take a look at, consider commenting down below, sending them to me on Twitter, or putting them in the Discord. I would love to take a look at those because this is what I'm doing at night anyway. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for spending time with me. This is my favorite thing to do. You're my favorite people to do it with. And I will see you all soon. Toast is on the floor if you want to say goodbye to her, but she's hard asleep anyway. Don't poop on your significant others unless you want to get married. Don't hide your gum in your taint. Wash your mouths. All right, go. Get out of here. Goodbye.